Yeah, what's up, guys? What it is? It is Ease.
Y'all want to do Haven?
Come on, man, y'all know me. Ease always chill. Ease also chilling on the screen. NovaGoW, Nova Ease. And in case you didn't know, this is Talking with Ease. And I'm going to get right into it. I'm not going to waste any time. Thank you for the topic being there on the video I did before the gay rights video, because I can use it now. I'm gonna use this topic on domestic abuse. I believe it's domestic abuse with parents, from parents, parents against parents, kids against parents, whatever that was. Sorry, that noise in the background. I'm just shuffling things around my desk. And like I said again, guys, please give me a topic, please. I'm begging you. Not really begging you. I'm not on my knees or anything, but just give me a topic so I can use it and put it in the next video. I appreciate you guys commenting too and always showing love, man. I don't got nothing against y'all guys, man. All y'all do is show love. And yeah, let's jump right into it. I'm not gonna waste any time this time. Of course, there's Gears of War footage in the background. Gears of War Judgment. It's hard for me to get Gears of War Judgment footage nowadays. You guys know the story about Gears of War Judgment. Might have to go back to 3 or maybe play the retro one that they gave me for the download on my, pre-order pack. But anyway, guys, domestic abuse from families, with families. It's a very excuse me. That was weird. It's a very slight I don't know, man. It's a touchy topic because you don't really know how to address it. I don't really know how to address it, I should say. If you're a person that has been abused, like truly abused in your household, there's nothing really I can really say to you. I'm not saying this to be discouraging. I'm not saying this to be an asshole. What I'm saying is, from my personal experience, I've got my ass whooped before by my parents, mainly my dad. My parents are old school Jamaican. If you know anything about Jamaican people, born in the 50s, they grown up on ass whoopings. So naturally, I grew up on an ass whooping. If I did something wrong, I got my ass whooped. I wasn't abused. I wasn't, tortured. I wasn't burnt with a cigarette or a lighter or anything like that, or anything interesting of creative that some cruel cocksucker would think of in their life.
That was a little too close, bro.
Putting a hot iron against your skin, or throwing a boiling hot pot of water on somebody, or mutilating somebody. These things happen. I'm not saying this to be a smart ass or an asshole, but every single thing I just mentioned has happened to somebody in a domestic dispute, whether it's a parent against a child against a parent. These things have happened. These are true stories. You would see it in these TV shows since TV was able to start doing these risque things. You see it in movies. They don't show these things in movies just to be over the top. These things actually happen in real life. And there's some creative cocksuckers out there that will torture their kids. And it's really to a point where it's a thin line. It's a thin line between abuse and discipline. Because truthfully, I believe in that saying, that old saying, spare the rod and spoil the child. If anybody's ever heard of it, that's listening and watching this right now, it's basically like an oxymoron of what the meaning really is. Spare the rod and spoil the child. It really means beat the shit out of your kids when they're, not acting right. Discipline your kids. That's what that means right there. And if the things that I grew up in my life, the things I grew up around, the people I grew up around, the environment that I was in my life, the people that I knew in my life when I was a kid, I could have turned out very badly. I could have been a murderer. I could have been a huge drug dealer. I could have been just a petty, stupid drug dealer. Could have been a drug head, coke head, base head, crack head, whatever you want to call it, some kind of head. You know what I mean? I could have been one of those, but I wasn't, because of the discipline that was shown to me with the whole notion of spare the rod, spoil the child. But like I say, there's a thin line between that and true abuse. Now, I say I don't know what to tell you guys that have been through this. If you're watching and listening to this right now and you've been through that crazy abuse, I really don't know what to tell you because I've never been through that.
Contact.
The only thing that I can tell you is so many things that you can do to live through it. You know what I mean? You don't have to be that. The only example that I can give you truly from my heart is the abuse, if like domestic abuse between parents. Let's jump on that topic because I can definitely tell you that was in my life right now. Now, I'm not here to put anybody on blast. I'm not here to just shout out what it is, but I'm telling you this is what it is. I told you my parents are old school Jamaican, and this is their mentality. This is what they did. You know, it was a thing that happened. My parents would get into fights all the time. More so, a man against a woman, you know who's gonna usually win the fight. You get what I'm saying? As a kid growing up, I noticed this. I seen this growing up.
Hey, bro, what
You know, you picture these things, you see these things, you go through it.
Heads up.
And you know the type of mentality that's there for a person that's had that before them, as in I should just say my father's father. You know, it's hard for him to kind of break the cycle. So I'm not saying that it's right either because I don't do this. The point of the matter is I've noticed and I've been a part of this, and it made me very angry growing up. Very angry, very mad growing up. But it was a part of the thing of life that anybody that lives in domestic abuse, whether it's the parents against the parents, whether it's the parents against their kids, kids against parents, it's a behind the doors kind of thing. And you keep it secret because it's part of protecting the family. Well, I've been through this. And I can tell you right now, the type of person that I turned into was a person that knows that I will never, ever put my hands on a woman in any kind of way that would make her feel powerless to who I am. There's nothing, it makes no sense to me because it just doesn't make any sense to me. I've been in fights with girlfriends that I've had in the past, and all I have to do is just squeeze their arm and they're bruised up. That's all I have to do. Imagine if I were to actually hit this girl. You know what I mean? Imagine. It's over. It's over. Like, it's done. I've been in fights in my life. I'm a type of person, the way that I grew up in my lifetime, I like to fight. I love confrontation. Whether it's an argument or fist to fist, hand to hand, I like to fight. There's no way that I'm going to treat a woman in that same way that I would want to a man. Because there's nothing she can do to me. She's going to have to pick up a weapon and physically hurt me. She's going to have to pick up a knife and stab me for me to want to hit her. That's the only way. She's going to have to puncture my skin with a freaking foreign object. Because you realize there's a difference. There's a complete difference there. Unless she's a bodybuilder that's way stronger than you, it makes no sense. You know, I have girls get so mad at me that they hit me and punch me and do whatever they do, and I just stand there and look at them, you know, because you're not hurting me. You can't hurt me. I know I can hurt you, but I'm gonna let you get your anger out right now for being mad about our argument, and we can continue on with our lives. But I know the second I put my hand on you, it's over for you. So why should I do that? Why should I feel that powerful over you? And on top of that, looking at, like I said, my life that I grew up in my household, seeing that, I knew that it doesn't make any sense. I can't do it. I will never do it because it's not worth it. It's not worth to see the pain that you can actually instill on somebody that can't truly defend themselves against you. Now, there's people in there in the world that feel powerful when they do this. Whether it's a parent against a child, especially when it's a parent against a child, or when it's a parent against, like, a dad against a mom. And then the same thing goes for moms against dads. Like I said, I've been in an argument before with an ex-girlfriend, and she actually, like, put her hands on me, but I just sit there and take it. Women feel powerful enough to where, oh, I'm hitting him and I'm hitting him and I'm hitting him, he doesn't feel it, so I feel like they feel like they can hit them as much as they want to, and then they take it to the extreme. Like, if you ever seen that TV show 16 and Pregnant, if you guys know what I'm talking about, excuse me, I don't know why I got all this gas. 16 and pregnant. It was that girl, that little baby face girl with the the round face. They had a baby together. Her and this really big dude, like a teddy bear. I think I talked about this in a previous episode of this before. I don't even remember. But she's like wailing on this dude, like tearing him to, like throwing him down steps, beating him the hell up, and he's just sitting there because really it doesn't hurt him. Emotionally it hurts him because she just keeps beating on him, but really he can sit there and take all the hits in the world, and she thinks of it as, well, he gonna feel it, so I can just take it to the extreme, throw him down some steps or throw a freaking ashtray at him or something. And really that's just ridiculous. It's that next level of, I guarantee you, the second that man ever would have picked his hand up and struck her down, it would have been the end of him. It would have been the end of him. But luckily he had the cameras on his side. He had the whole of America on his side. Everybody's seen it happening, and he made sure he didn't do that. Which brings me to my point. You know, domestic abuse is really coming from people that need to feel powerful in a powerless situation. That's really what it comes down to. And if you're a person, I'm going to say it again, that is being domestically abused either by your spouse or your parent, I don't know what to tell you. The only thing I can tell you is you have to get into the mind of that person and realize that they're doing it because they feel powerless. So when they beat on you and they hit you and they think of some creative way to make you hurt, whether it's burning you with the tip of a freaking clothes iron or burning through your skin with a lighter or something like that, it's because they feel powerless and they feel inferior to you. So you have to realize that that person is weaker than you are because they have to make you feel weaker than them. And all you're doing is living and doing what you do. Say the things you say. And they can't help themselves but be that against you. And if anything, it should empower you. You know, if you make it through, if you find a way to avoid that person, to get away from that person, if that person doesn't end up killing you, because it happens a lot. These people end up getting killed by these people, whether it's their parents or their spouse. If that person does not end up killing you, or you figure out how to get the hell away from that person, you need to sit and realize that that person was powerless and you were more powerful than they are. It only took them to raise their hand to make you feel powerless, and you still are better than they are. That's why it continues to happen over and over and over again. So be proud of who you are, knowing that you got someone so upset and just being who you are that they have to try to make you look lesser than they are, and all you're doing is being yourself. It's got to say something about character, that person really feels that insecure about themselves that they have to do that to you. So, you know, it's the best way that I can put it. It's the best thing I can do. Leave your comments in the video about what you think. I always like what you guys think, even the negative, because it's your opinion. And I know this went on for about 13 minutes. Don't need to go on any further, does it? But just hit me up. I know what to do, man. Be easy.